man. I got a
93
fiber Trans Am.
with LT1.
I'm up under the hood. Me and my brother got a running good. Wake up behind them old Ray Bans. Catch me if you can.
What's going on, everybody? My name's Kyle, and this is Horsepower 2. Today I am working on my 93 Trans Am. These old LT1 F bodies were made 93 through 97, and they come equipped from the factory with the dreaded OPTISPARK distributor. They have a high failure rate. Basically what happens is, first off, they're laid to the ground, they can get water and debris and stuff in them. And secondly, when there's spark inside a distributor, it actually creates a gas, ozone, and it eats up the optical sensor on the distributor. So you lose your crank and cam sensor and the car don't run anymore. Very common problem. A nice new distributor is like 500 bucks. It's kind of steep. I got enough crap laying around my garage. You can buy kits to put like coil on plug on top of your valve covers and stuff for about $1,000. I ain't got that kind of money laying around, so I'm just kind of doing a factory kind of a junkyard 411 swap. So this is the 411 PCM. It's like more like a LS1 style computer. In order to do that, I got that computer out of like a 2001 Chevy van 350. The vans, they kept the old style 350s a little bit longer, but they have the newer computers on them. What I noticed was the 96 and up vortec 350 that comes in a pickup truck. It has a very similar style computer system and sensors as like a 96 and 97 LT1. The crank sensor is the exact same. It's the same, mass air sensors, all the same setup. The only difference being the cam sensor. Basically, like I said, the 96 and 97 LT1 already has the crank sensor in it. So this being a 93, I got to upgrade to that. So I got the reluctor wheel that goes on the crank underneath the timing cover, and I got the 96 97 timing cover that has the hole for the crank sensor. That's my crank sensor part. If you have a 96 97 car, you already got it. I got to upgrade mine because it's a 93. The other thing is you got to have the right cam signal. To do that, I modified my intake to run the vortec style rear distributor. The way I modified my intake is, first off, I had to get a different one. 93 is its own year. It on the F bodies. The 92 Corvettes had this also. This is the stock 93 intake. As you can tell, the fuel rails stick out way past this back edge here, whereas the 94 and newer, they don't. They stop right there at the end. And if you're gonna modify your intake for a rear distributor, it's better just to start off with one of these. So I grabbed a whole one of them, look just like this. You can tell 94 97 style. I took off the EGR valve off the back of it. I took off the little line that goes to your exhaust manifold, and I had all this milled down. I just followed this edge here, and I just took this all the way down until it's flush with the bottom. Once that was done, I got a hold of a piece of angle iron, 1/4 inch aluminum angle iron. I cut it to the right shape to fit there, and then I made a little shim at a 15-degree angle, so my distributor sits on there nice and flat. And we had them welded in. And here's what it looks like all nice and done. Now that that's done, I got the new style 96 97 crank sensor. I got this distributor. It's gonna work as my cam sensor and my distributor. And now basically I got all the electronic parts I need to run the newer 411 computer. The main reason I want to run this computer is these 93s. You gotta burn chips every time you want to change anything just a little bit. You gotta take a door off the computer, pull a chip out of it. You need to take it, modify the tune, burn the chip, bring it back to the car, put it in. It's a pain in the butt. I use HP tuners on some of the newer cars, and it's just way easier. I got enough stuff laying around. I can swap to it pretty easy. I do have a newer wiring harness for the newer cars. The 93s, they didn't use a mass airflow sensor, and they were they call a batch fire injector system, meaning the engine fires one bank, like the whole 4 cylinders, and then the other whole 4 cylinders, whereas 94 newer is all sequential. So I'm going to take the factory wiring harness, and I'm just going to adapt it to this new computer. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. It's pretty simple. I mean, the computer system basically the same, so you just kind of find all the sensors and match up where they go on the new computer. So yeah, I got the intake off, and I'm going to be dropping this one in. I got to pull a timing cover, get my reluctor wheel and my new cover on, and I'll be able to continue on once I do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this, I got the intake manifold off. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all cleaned up, and I get some new gaskets on it, and we'll go ahead and get this new intake on. All right, so I got my gasket surfaces all cleaned up. I'm gonna go ahead and put some RTV on my end caps here. You gotta do that to seal them up. It don't come with a gasket for that area. And I'm gonna come up a little bit more. Hopefully it will also hold my gaskets in place. Here, this rear a little bit. This RTV I'm using, it's made by Permatex. It's called the Right Stuff, and I tried a few different kinds of RTV, and once I found this, it's all I use because it seals up really well, and I never had any problems with it. It's a lot better than pretty much everything else in my opinion. It sucks when you use cheap stuff. Sometimes I've had to do the job twice because the freaking gasket material never cured up. So I never had a problem with this stuff. So yeah, that's on there. I'm gonna go ahead and get the gaskets. You want to make sure all your ports and your bolt holes line up. See, it's a little bit of RTV right here. It's gonna hold my gasket for me. That looks pretty good. Do this side. That looks pretty good there. Now we'll very carefully set this down. Just make sure your bolt holes are lining up and stuff so that it drops down in the right place. Close. Go ahead and start our bolts here. You want to make it, go ahead and start all your bolts. Make sure they're in there before you try to tighten any of them. Once they're all started, I like to go in and make them all, run them all in finger tight. You always want to go, you want to start in the center and kind of spiral out. Whoops. And I think it's 71 inch-pounds on the first pass. You tighten them all up 71 inch-pounds, and then you do 35 foot-pounds. All right, guys, so we got the intake all torqued down, looking good. So now the problem is there's not enough room underneath the cowl to get this distributor to go in there. So we need to hang the back of the motor down a little bit. It's not too hard. So it's not too hard. You just you want to go ahead and loosen your exhaust. You know, if you got a stock wide pipe, just unbolt it there at the cat, and then I unbolted my transmission cross member. You can see that is unbolted. It's hanging down. I took this bolt, Took both two back bolts out of my K member, and then I just loosened the front one, and then just let everything hang down like that. You can see the tranny hanging down, and that'll give you enough room to get the distributor in there. So now everything's hanging down. There we go. We'll time that a little bit later on. So that's what the finished product looked like. It's pretty good. It's not too hard to have your intake modified. If you got anybody, you know anybody's got a machine shop, they should be able to mill the back of the intake down, and then the hole for the distributor on your intake, you can just make that pretty big, and then the shim that you're gonna have to put in there, that can cover up, you know, if your hole's too big or off to one side or something. Just weld that shim over top the hole and have it, you know, the right size, and it should be all good to go. It helps having an extra meter to make sure it's lined up straight and everything, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I think this is how it should have came from the factory. Yeah, this is how the small blocks always were, and it works good. So I wish they would have done that like that from the factory. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for today. We got the intake on. Next I'm going to be taking off the water pump and the balancer, timing cover. Probably go ahead and put a new timing chain in while I'm in there, and then put my modified 96, 97 intake or timing cover on. You don't have to remove your OPTISPARK, you can leave it on there just to keep the hole sealed up. And I'm running an electric water pump, it's the only reason why I blocked off the top one. So you can just run a stock one if you want. But that's my video for today, and I hope you like it, and I'll catch you guys next time.